History made in the United Kingdom tonight as it formally exits the European Union. The separation known as Brexit took place this evening at 11 p.m. UK time. Parliament members departed the European Parliament building in Brussels for the final time today, symbolizing Britain's formal exit from the EU. Despite the move, little is expected to change until the end of 2020, with trade talks between Prime Minister Boris Johnson, the European Union, and the United States continuing. All right, I'd like to bring in friend of the show, radio talk show host Garland Nixon, who just happens to be in London tonight. Garland, good to see you.
Great to talk to you again, Bill.
What's the mood there? I know there are protests. Are there protests on both sides, or is it just anger at this departure?
Parliament Square is where the rallies and protests are being held. But yeah, there are people from both sides here. As you mentioned, the people in London tend to be anti-Brexit, but I've made an effort to talk to people on both sides. And I hear the four F's, as some people call them, and that is farmers, financiers, freedom, and foreigners.
As a nation, this is our identity.
It's almost like what we had here in 2016 when Donald Trump was elected. Boris Johnson kind of has that Trumpian style. Are you sensing that? Is there the tension?
Yes, and interestingly enough, I was talking to a number of the Brexiteers, and they were very cognizant of U.S. politics, and they actually compared Trump's support in the Rust Belt to the north of England, some of the working class areas that switched from Labour to Tory.
There seems to be a clear nationalist and populist movement sweeping the globe.
Even as we speak, across the channel in France, there are a number of protests, and I have friends over there who have said that they've seen signs that said Frexit, and that many people are starting to push that in France. So I don't think it's the last of the headaches for the European Union.
I'd love to see it, but Frexit just doesn't sound right. I think they're going to have to change that up. Thanks, Garland.